In part 2 of our report now, a look at lessons learned from that pilot and how it may influence future approaches. The project leaders say it all comes down to building trust and respect to achieve breakthroughs.
They're amazing. They give excellent care.
Nikki Hans is talking about Deb Alsafram and Peg Clement, a team from the community health centers who visited the Champlain Housing Trust managed Elmwood Community Shelter in Burlington this winter and spring, aiming to better reach Vermonters experiencing homelessness who can be hesitant or unable to access care in traditional medical settings or who may feel stigmatized in those spaces.
I don't like loud noises, and them coming here means I can cut all that out.
The pair providing nursing care and patient advocacy at 3 low-barrier shelters for a 12-week pilot project, treating wounds, frostbite, infections from IV drug use, and other concerns in non-judgmental ways.
It is compassion, never pity.
Meeting folks where they were hanging out, even during off hours.
In the beginning, we didn't get many people who came. You know, it took a while for people to warm up to us, to trust us.
Over time, they said they built that trust with people like James here.
And you don't have to make an appointment. Like, that's a huge difference.
Who tells NBC5 News easy access to experts and supplies ensured some shelter guests got help they might not have ever looked for if it meant going to a formal doctor's office.
Like, if you're low income or homeless or anything like that, having a card with your appointment time or anything on it, that's not going to do you any good. You're most likely going to lose that by that time. Or it's going to be stolen amongst your other things.
I didn't expect that we would see the level of engagement that we did.
Sarah Russell is Burlington's special assistant to end homelessness.
Being able to build rapport and relationship and trust is what makes a successful shelter.
She says today, shelter providers are seeing more severe medical conditions, more profound mental health challenges, and deeper substance use problems than ever before. So the pilot program underscored for her the urgency to offer a specialized approach to shelter operations.
A lot of the folks that we see have experienced trauma within our system, so being treated differently or looked at differently in different medical environments. So they've over time built up a mistrust of traditional methods of obtaining medical care. What we do by bringing folks into a space where they feel comfortable is it shifts the power dynamic so that they're able to feel at home, like they can access services if they want, or they don't have to if they don't want to.
And she believes embedding care in shelter spaces could be effective anywhere, particularly impactful in rural communities where travel to traditional medical offices is more of an obstacle than it is in Burlington.
I do think it's transferable, and really it's that lens many people in healthcare are looking at right now. What are all the barriers that people face, and how do we just be very open-minded about being curious about what those barriers are and how can we overcome them and how can we make access to care easier? And even the things that we don't think are big, important issues, they're standing in the way for somebody.
Nurse Deb says after successfully encouraging some shelter guests to make it to primary care appointments or even to pursue structured treatment for substance use disorders, it's clear to her supported housing can make a difference.
I have to say I'm just really honored to work with them. It's been as good for me as it has been for them.
Back to one of the folks she served in the pilot, James believes the broader community could benefit from this kind of earlier, more direct nursing support to people living on the margins.
Because it's preventative care. You know, it would slow down the ER rate quite drastically, in my opinion.
Now, Burlington's special assistant to end homelessness says she'd really like to see the pilot program become permanent, but the challenges, of course, will be staffing and funding. So she says she'll be discussing what she saw during the pilot with a range of potential sources of grant funding. Meantime, Senator Bernie Sanders, a longtime supporter in Washington of the community health centers, tells NBC5 News he'll continue advocating for budgetary support for the CHC for this kind of work and more.
What I am working on as the chairman of the Health Committee is a revolution in primary health care, and that speaks to exactly what we got to do. We got to bring health care to the people. I have worked on a bill which I'm proud to say had bipartisan support, got out of my committee by a vote of 14-7 with 3 Republicans supporting it, all Democrats supporting it, which will revolutionize primary health care in this country. More money going into the training of doctors and nurses and dentists, getting nurses and medical personnel out into the streets of our country.
Senator Sanders went on to say he wants to see more medical care in other non-clinical settings too, not just shelters. He says more nurses and healthcare services should be embedded in the nation's schools as well. Now, if you missed part 1 of our report on medically supported shelter housing, it's online right now on mynbc5.com.